हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय चैनल। आज हम बात करने वाले हैं स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ मटेरियल्स के एक टॉपिक की, जिसका नाम है सिंपल स्ट्रेस एंड स्ट्रेन। तो हम इसमें स्ट्रेसेस के बारे में बात करेंगे, डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रेसेस और डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ स्ट्रेन्स दैट आर रिलेटेड टू दोज स्ट्रेसेस। तो आज हम पढ़ने वाले हैं इन सब की चीज़ों के बारे में। सो बिफोर गोइंग टू टाइप्स, लेट अस नो व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय स्ट्रेस। स्ट्रेस से आप क्या समझते हैं? So stress is the internal resistance per unit area offered by material against the deformation. So it is the internal resistance that is offered by when you apply any kind of load on a body. So it will offer an internal resistance against that force. So that internal resistance which is generated in the body against the force is known as stress. So stress is something which lies within the body. ठीक है? So they are of two types. First is normal stress and the second one is shear stress. Now let us talk about normal stress. So normal stress, if we say by definition, normal stress are always normal to the cross section, or you can say the stress generated normal to the cross section of the body are known as normal stresses. So normal here means perpendicular. The stresses should be perpendicular to the face of the cross section. So if we go about the types of normal stresses, there are two types. First one is direct stress or the axial stress. You can call it axial stress or you can call it direct stress. The second one is bending stress. So let us talk about the first one. It is direct stress or axial stress. So if you go by definition, direct stress or axial stress, these stresses are produced when an axial force is acted up at CG of the cross section. So if an axial force, that is a force acting along the axis, is acting at the CG यानी कि the point या axis of center of gravity of the cross section, the stresses generated due to that force are known as direct stress or an axial stress. So to explain it further, there is a diagram you can see, a block diagram. So consider this diagram as a body on which the forces, those are axial and at the CG of the cross section are applied. Let these forces be P and P here. Okay. Now we need to see that how these forces generate stresses inside the body. So what we need to do is form a section here. So consider a section here, name it as MN. So जब आप यहाँ से बॉडी को कट करते हैं टू व्यू द स्ट्रेसेस प्रोड्यूस्ड इनसाइड द बॉडी, तो कैसे पता चलेगा कि स्ट्रेसेस किस डायरेक्शन में है? इफ द फोर्स इज इन सम डायरेक्शन, द स्ट्रेसेस आर प्रोड्यूस्ड इन द अपोजिट डायरेक्शन ऑफ द फोर्स. सो स्ट्रेसेस कहाँ होंगे? इन द अपोजिट डायरेक्शन ऑफ द फोर्स. सो इट कैन बी डिनोटेड एज sigma stress. ठीक है? If the area of the cross section is suppose A, the cross sectional area means, if we draw the cross section of the body, it would be like this with a width B and depth D. Suppose the cross sectional area is A. So if you need to find out a direct stress, आपको क्या करना है? You need to write sigma is equals to force per unit area. तो डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस को निकालने का तरीका क्या है? It is force applied, or any kind of stress is force applied per unit area. तो sigma is equals to P per unit area of the cross section. So this formula will give you the value of direct stress or the axial stress that is applied on the body. So this was about direct stress or axial stress. The second type of normal stress is the bending stress. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the bending stress. So first, let us go by the definition of the bending stress. So these are produced by the bending moment. So bending moment अगर किसी बॉडी पर लग रहा है तो वो किस तरह के स्ट्रेसेस इंड्यूस होंगे बॉडी के अंदर, बेंडिंग स्ट्रेसेस इंड्यूस होंगे. ठीक है. सपोज दिस इज अ बॉडी. ठीक है, ये एक बीम है and a P force is applied on the body at the CG of the body. ठीक. तो ये सपोज क्या है, एक्सिस ऑफ सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी ऑफ द बॉडी. तो यहां पर आपने P फोर्स को अप्लाई किया है. ठीक है. ये सपोर्टेड है बॉडी किस पर, दो सपोर्ट्स हैं A एंड B. वी कैन नेम द सपोर्ट एज A एंड B. ठीक है. अगर आपको जानना है कि इस फोर्स की वजह से क्रॉस सेक्शन पर किस तरह के स्ट्रेसेस आते हैं, तो लेट अस सपोज ए सेक्शन MN. ठीक है. सो दिस सेक्शन MN इज डिस्प्लेड जस्ट राइट टू द बॉडी. दिस वन, दिस इज द सेक्शन MN. सो अगर आपको जानना है इसमें किस तरह के स्ट्रेसेस हैं, ठीक है, लेट अस ड्रॉ अ लाइन ऑफ न्यूट्रल स्ट्रेसेस. ठीक है. So this is the line representing neutral stresses, that is zero stresses. So if we talk about the section above the center of gravity, suppose this is the line that we are talking about in the x-axis passing through the CG of the body. ठीक है. तो अगर आप बात करें इस लाइन के ऊपर और इस लाइन के नीचे, दो तरीके हैं. ठीक है. तो इस लाइन के ऊपर द stresses so induced in the body are compressive in nature. कैसे? Suppose load is applied. तो अगर आप इसकी deflection profile बनाते हैं तो कैसे आएगी? It is like this. So this is the deflection profile of the beam. Now you can clearly see the fibers on the top are compressing, moving towards each other, hence generating a compressive stress. Yes. If we talk about the fibers below the line, this line, below this line, if you talk about those fibers of the beam, they are moving away from each other, hence generating a, they are moving away from each other, hence generating a tensile stress. So coming back to drawing the amount of stresses so produced on the both the faces of the beam, आप कैसे दिखा सकते हैं? You can show it by a diagram like this. ठीक है. Now what does this represent? The portion above, the smaller triangle above this one, represents the compressive stresses produced above the center of gravity, or you can say the x-axis of the beam passing through center of gravity. So there are compressive stresses in the upper face, and in the lower phase there are tensile stresses, hence they need to be represented in the opposite direction. So this was the section MN. Yes, the phase above is compressive in nature and the stresses produced in the below phase are tensile in nature. So this is how, due to a bending load or bending stresses, the stresses produced in the beam, okay, इस तरह से stress produce होता है. So above phase in compressive in nature and the below one is tensile. So this is the maximum tensile. If you talk about the extreme fiber, it is under maximum tensile stress. So you can name it by sigma T max. Similarly, on the top section it is sigma C max. So maximum compressive stress on the top fiber and the maximum tensile strength on the fiber extremely below. So इस तरह से ये maximum tensile stress produce होता है. So this is the diagram representing the stress in the beam when there are bending stresses induced. Okay, hope you would have understood. So moving on to the next type of stress, that is shear stress. सो पहले डेफिनेशन पढ़ लेते हैं। डेफिनेशन कहती है shear stresses are the resistance offered by a material against the shearing force. So we need to know what is the shearing force. ठीक है, तो shearing force कैसे अप्लाई होता है बॉडी पर? These are the forces which face each other but they are not on the same axis. यानी कि ये फोर्सेस एक दूसरे को फेस तो कर रहे हैं बट ये सेम एक्सिस पर नहीं है। इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द फोर्सेस ऑन द सेम एक्सिस तो वो किस तरह होंगे? दिस इज द एक्सिस एंड द फोर्सेस लाई अपोजिट टू ईच अदर बट ऑन द सेम एक्सिस। बट इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द shear stress produced by the shear force, so shear force are forces which are facing each other, that is parallel to each other, but they are not on the same axis. So such kind of force produces a stress that is known as shear stress. So when the shear stress is produced, ठीक है, if the forces are not in equilibrium or the body or the resistance so offered by the body is less than the force applied, there will be a deformation which is shown in the figure number B. This is A, this is B. So in the B you can see the body deforms. तो कैसे डिफॉर्म हुई? ऊपर का पार्ट किधर ट्रेवल कर गया? सॉरी, द फोर्सेज आर इन द अपोजिट डायरेक्शन, सॉरी, the forces are a bit in the opposing direction. You need to apply forces like this to show the same deformation. These, okay, so these are the type, this is how the forces are applied. So what happens as the forces are applied in these direction, the deformation so produced is shown here. So इस डायरेक्शन में फोर्स था तो डिफॉर्मेशन ऐसे हुआ, इधर डिफॉर्मेशन ऐसे हो गया। तो अलोंग अ प्लेन, इस प्लेन के अलोंग जो shear फोर्स था उसने इस पूरी बॉडी को डिवाइड कर दिया दो पार्ट्स में। सो इस तरह के जो स्ट्रेस प्रोड्यूस होता है उसको क्या बोलते हैं आप? shear स्ट्रेस। सो अगर आपको न्यूमेरिकली इसकी वैल्यू निकालनी हो, यू कैन फाइंड आउट द वैल्यू बाय द tau is equals to S upon A, where S is the shear force applied, and if you talk about A is the cross-sectional area along which the deformation has occurred. यानी कि जिसमें डिफॉर्मेशन हुआ है, यानी कि किसमें डिफॉर्मेशन हुआ है? इस प्लेन में डिफॉर्मेशन हुआ है। दिस इज द प्लेन वेयर डिफॉर्मेशन हैज अकर्ड। सो इसका क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया क्या होगा? यानी कि इस बॉडी को अगर यहाँ से कट करें तो जो क्रॉस सेक्शन जो B और D अवेलेबल होगा, सिंस इट इज अ रेक्टेंगुलर फिगर, तो जो B और D होगा उसको मल्टीप्लाई करने गया तो यू विल गेट A एज द क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया एंड द फोर्स विच इज अप्लाइड इज S। तो अगर आप फोर्स डिवाइडेड बाय एरिया करते हैं आपको क्या मिलता है? स्ट्रेस। और इस केस में क्या मिलता है? shear स्ट्रेस। ठीक है, सो दिस इज व्हाट इज नोन एज shear स्ट्रेस। Now if we talk about the strains so produced by these stresses are of three types. First one is the axial strain, the second one is the lateral strain, and third one is the shear strain. So first of all we will talk about the axial strain. So what is an axial strain? Axial strain in the direction of applied force is known as axial strain. So if I have to explain it by using a diagram, how can it be explained? Suppose we take a body, ठीक है, उस पर फोर्स लगाते हैं एक्सियल फोर्स। ये रेक्टेंगुलर बॉडी है, इस पर ये एक्सियल फोर्स लगा, ठीक है। With this axial force a strain will be produced in the direction of force applied, यानी कि इसी डायरेक्शन में कुछ स्ट्रेन होगा। The size of the body will reduce, yes, yes. So we are only considering the strain so produced in the direction of the force applied, not perpendicular to the force applied. Okay, so in the direction of the force a strain is produced. So what is the strain produced? The body has reduced, the length of the body has reduced by, suppose delta L, and the original length which is from here to here is L. So if you have to write axial strain is equals to, you can denote it by this symbol, okay, axial strain is equals to, it is known as change in the linear dimension. So what is the change in the linear dimension? It is delta L divided by the original linear dimension which is L. So इसको आप क्या बोलते हैं? Axial strain. ठीक है? Very simple. So this is all about axial strain, change in length or the linear dimension divided by the original length or the original linear dimension. The next type of strain is lateral strain. So strain in the perpendicular direction to the direction of the applied force is known as lateral strain. Suppose this is the body. Now you apply a force on the body in the direction, okay, in an axial direction, suppose this way. This is the force applied. Let the force be P, okay. Let the length be L. So when the force is applied, क्या होगा? Body थोड़ी सी expand होगी. Suppose this is the new shape attained after the expansion. तो ये नई shape ले ली body ने. तो यहाँ से यहाँ तक अगर आप देखें तो डेल्टा L यहाँ हुआ है change. Similarly, there is a change here, delta L. Yes. So in the axial direction change है, as well as there is also a change in the lateral direction of the body. You can see the change in the dimension in the lateral direction. So here also and here also there is a change. तो अगर आप इसका क्रॉस सेक्शन बनाते हैं like this. So earlier body कैसी थी? ऐसे, then it reduced to its size like this. So पहले लेंथ अगर आप बात करें, first of all initially अगर आप बात करें, what is the width? Initially it is B और afterward जो width हो गई है वो कितना हो गया है? Small b. ठीक है? तो if you are supposed to find out that what is lateral strain, it is change in the lateral dimension upon original lateral dimension. So change in lateral dimension upon original lateral dimension. So how can you write it? You can write it by as epsilon L is equals to, so what is the change in the lateral dimension? Original lateral dimension was B, and after the force applied the dimension came out to be B. So what is the change? B minus B. ये एक change है. Divided by original lateral dimension which is capital B. So this is known as lateral strain. So what was axial? Axial was in the direction of the applied force, whereas lateral strain is produced perpendicular direction of the applied force. Okay. Next type of strain we are going to talk about is the shear strain. It is denoted by phi, and shear strains are angular deformation caused by the shearing force. So till now we have talked about the linear, axial and lateral strains are produced. Now we are talking about the angular strain. ठीक है? तो angular strain कैसे प्रोड्यूस हुआ है? सपोज अब ये एक बॉडी है, ठीक है, रेक्टेंगुलर बॉडी है विच इज लाइंग ऑन अ सरफेस, और नीचे से ये सपोर्ट कैसी है? फिक्स्ड सपोर्ट है. तो आपने ऊपर से फोर्स लगाया सपोज F फोर्स इज अप्लाइड, ऑलराइट. फिर अगर आप इसका डिफॉर्मेशन ट्रैक करेंगे तो बॉडी कैसे डिफॉर्म होगी? इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ फोर्स लाइक दिस, हियर and this. So this is the new shape of the body. So there is an angular deformation occurring here. What is the value? Say suppose we denote it by phi here and similarly phi here. So on both sides the deformation will be phi. So if you talk about the change here, let that change be delta and the original height of the body be h. Let the change be delta and the height be h. So if you are writing, if you are deriving a formula to find out the value of shear strain, it is phi is equals to delta by capital H. How? Phi, and if you talk about sine theta, it is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So sine phi is equals to delta upon H. You can write it as sine phi is equals to delta upon H. But since theta being very small or the phi being very small, sine phi becomes nearly equals to phi. So we write it as phi is equals to delta by H. So this is how you find out the value of shear strain. So this was all about today's lecture. Yes, we have talked about, let us summarize what we have talked about. Today we have learned about the stresses, which are of two types, that is normal stresses and the stresses produced by shear force, shear stresses. So there are two types, normal stresses and shear stresses. Normal stresses are two types, direct or axial stresses and bending stresses. If we talk about strain, so strain are of three types: axial strain, lateral strain and shear strain. So these are three types of strains. So this was all about simple stress and strain. In next class we will be learning about the elastic constants, so used that relate these stress and strain with each other, and we will also be finding a relation between those elastic constants. So at last I would like to thank you. If you like my video, please like, share and also comment on the video. If you want some change in the video, you can write it to me. If you want any topic to be delivered on my channel, you can write in the comments and you can tell me about it. So how you like the video, do write in the comment. Okay, thank you very much.